Fenn Little in Atlanta, Georgia. Yes, Fenn Little, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
How are you? Tell us about yourself.
Well, I'm a civil rights attorney here in Atlanta. I've been in the district for over 20 years, and Mr. Lewis, John Lewis, is my opponent, and he's had no opposition.
That's a tough race you're in, isn't it?
It's a tough race, but things have changed here in Atlanta. There's a groundswell of citizens and constituents that are tired of not having any voice. Mr. Lewis votes with Nancy Pelosi and straight party lines almost 100% of the time, 98, 99% of the time. And people are tired, from the wealthiest parts of Buckhead to the poorest parts of inner city.
Is that your district? Tell us about your district. Describe it demographically, ethnically, and so on.
It's 47% African American, which is way down from the last time he had opposition. Plus, there's been a huge influence. This is a mecca for African American entrepreneurs and entrepreneurs of all races and demographics. And a huge thing here in this district is they're being ignored, just completely ignored. That's what I hear from all areas. We have areas with incredible poverty. I was just at a church in one of the poorest areas, and they had 80% unemployment in that church.
What can you realistically realistically hope for in the African American community? What percentage of the vote might you get, Fenn, if things go well for you?
I think we can get in the 20s, 25, 26%. Yes, it's
great.
Because of my background,
civil rights lawyer, you said, right?
Yes, I've been involved in some pretty high-profile civil rights cases in Atlanta that where we stood up and made a difference and stopped some government abuse, and that gives me some credibility in a community that.
You're obviously not afraid to go into the community and talk to folks. You go to churches and community meetings and so on.
Absolutely, yeah. And have for years, not just as part of my candidacy.
Right.
But that's what gives me credibility. Is I'm not just showing up now that I'm running.
Oh, that's very impressive. Tell us what the audiences that you speak to resonate to, that you talk about.
The single biggest fact, obviously, they're desperate because of jobs.
Yeah. What's black unemployment, by the way, in Georgia? Do you know, or Atlanta? It's higher than white unemployment, isn't it?
It's close to 20% officially.
Unbelievable.
I've been in areas where, well, like I say, one church I was in, there were about 200 members and less than 40 had jobs.
Unbelievable. See, this is where the returns are coming in. That town hall meeting the president had the other day, middle-class black woman stood up and said, "I'm exhausted defending you. Is this are the reality that we're living in?" I mean, just, really upset.
Well, I was putting out a yard sign, and a black woman, female cab driver, pulls up and beats the horn and looks over and says, "Are you Fenn Little?" And I said, "Well, yes." And she goes, "Praise God, somebody's standing up for us. What can I do to help?"
Oh, God love you. That's great. Give us the website so we can be sure to get some help to you.
www.fennforthefifth, and it's 5th.org.
All right, Fenn, Fenn.
Right, and for the is spelled out, and then 5th.org.
forthefifth.org. Fennforthefifth.org. We will get some help to you, and we appreciate it. I want to send you a signed book. If I send you an American Patriots Almanac, might you think of opening a session or two by reading a little history?
Absolutely. I was a history. Well, it was my minor at Washington and Lee when I was.
Oh, you don't study anything at Washington and Lee. I know people there.
You're not supposed to tell anybody that.
Yeah, I know. No, it's a good place. I went down for the convention there. Those mock conventions are good.
Yeah. I was there with the Reagan in the 80s with the so we had to do the Reagan's second term was while I was on the.
That's great. Committee. That's great. Fenn, it's great to talk to you. I love that, boy. I love that. I'm not just going there because I've run and I've been there before. I'm not just showing up now that I'm running. I'm not just showing up now that I'm running. Fenn Little, get behind him, folks. Got a shot. I love this. We'll be back. Tell me.